Browns currently have the second overall pick. How do you decide whether you take the quarterback or trade back? What's the breaking point? There's two guys that everybody thinks are in the first round: Sanders and Ward.
Yeah, I think there's two things. First and foremost, so I'm not deep into my evaluation, but Ward plays a more wide, open, flexible, unstructured game that I think the Browns are trying to get away from. So I think that is talent is one thing, the ability to play in structure is another. In the end, for me, it's very simple. What is my grade on Shador Sanders? Is my grade on Shador Sanders uh, first round, top 15, top 10, top 5 grade? If it is, I am taking Shador Sanders, barring anything that we do not know. Off the field, I've heard nothing but great things about him. Hard worker, all that kind of stuff. Did really well despite a terrible offensive line at Colorado. If my grade is good on Shador Sanders, I am taking him, period, point blank. If it is not, I am telling everyone my grade on Shador Sanders is really, really high. And I am trading down because I don't think Ward is the guy. While Travis Hunter is a unique talent, we haven't had a cornerback or a wide receiver go number one or number two overall in a long time for a reason. There is positional value issues there. And there's a question of whether his versatility is the only, quote unquote, only reason he's going to be a high pick. So for me at that point, I'm looking to trade down. There are a number of players, specifically on the defensive side of the ball, defensive end for Penn State, Michigan's Mason Graham and Will Johnson, the cornerback, or I'm sorry, defensive tackle and cornerback. There are a number of players that are worthy of being top 8 selections. That is about where I'm going to trade down in the process. There is some belief, especially with the Raiders just now firing their head coach. The Raiders, the Giants are two teams that seem desperate for a quarterback. So if I don't have that grade on Shador Sanders, I am auctioning that off to the highest bidder. The belief is that the Titans are going to stay pat. They're going to take their quarterback, which I think gives the Browns the most leverage. But for me, the grade is all that matters. If you have that high a grade on a quarterback, you take them if they fit your system and you don't look back.
So basically, it's got to be top 15 grade to take him second, is what you're saying, top half of the draft?
For me, it is. It's just from a valuation perspective, you've got to have that level of talent. And that's not about top 15 in this draft. That's a top 15 level of grade. I don't care that Shador Sanders and Cam Ward are the top two quarterbacks in this draft. At one point, EJ Manuel was the first quarterback taken, and he probably should have been a third round pick, but he was the best quarterback in that draft, along with Geno Smith, who went in the next round.